I've been RVing for a minute. 5-6 years now or more. I've lived like a traveling life, and then I've lived a stationary life, and then I've lived a travel trailer life and a van life and a motorhome life. All the lives. I've lived them all. I'm sure there's some I haven't lived, but I've got a really good idea from if I was starting out now versus if I'm already RVing. My life has changed over the years, and my RV lifestyle has changed, and the type of RV that is right for me has changed over the years. In this video, I wanted to talk about how do you choose the right RV lifestyle and budget an RV, and those are kind of synonymous, but I really wanted to talk about choosing the right RV lifestyle because a lot of people talk about how do I choose the right RV and which RV is right for me. You kind of have to know the right lifestyle and budget, or your ideal RV lifestyle and your dreams and goals, and then how much it's gonna cost. And if we haven't officially met, I am Blogging Brandy from RVersity, a university for RVers, and if you want to learn how to RV like a pro, I'll teach you everything I know. Just make sure that you hit that subscribe button and bell icon somewhere around this video so you're notified each and every time I publish another one of these. So if I was saying, okay, let me decide on the right RV for me, I would say, okay, well, figure out your RV lifestyle. There's full-timers, part-timers, there's weekenders, there's a mix. You could be one of those now, and that could be different later. Maybe you start out as a weekender and then you move to a part-timer and then you become a full-timer, or maybe you start out as a full-timer and then you go back to only doing it part-time. Your RV life can change. Then there's travel trailers and fifth wheelers and motorhomes and van lifers. So it depends on what kind of RV that you get in the lifestyle that you live as well. Are you going to be retired? Are you going to be working while you're RVing, or what we call work camping? It could be work camping at the RV park or somewhere locally, or working and camping, meaning that you're just working an online job or you have a business and you're also camping. So maybe you're an entrepreneur, an RV entrepreneur and camping. You're still work camping. Stationary or traveling. Maybe you're stationary, maybe you're traveling. That plays a role in the type of RV that you're gonna get, as well as your budget and your lifestyle, the big circle that I keep telling you about, that it all comes back together. Are you gonna be hooked up? Are you going to be boondocking? So I've been living stationary in the same RV park for 2 years, but before that I've boondocked. I've traveled 24/7 and parked boondocking part of the time and then hooked up part of the time. And then there's some other questions when you're thinking about your RV lifestyle and your budget and the right RV. What is the number of people that are going to be RVing with you? Is it just you? Is it going to be you and a spouse? Is it going to have children with you? Are you going to have any pets with you? That's another thing to think about. Do you need to make arrangements? Do you need to choose the right RV for you and your pet? Do you have a small pet or a big pet? What about disabilities? Maybe you need more space. Maybe you're a fluffier person. Maybe you have a wheelchair. Maybe you have one leg. Maybe you need less space or more space, or maybe you're okay with less space or more space. Eventually you learn to become a minimalist in the RV, but some people are more minimalistic than others. That's something to think about, is do you have a disability, or do you have a disadvantage, or do you have some other reason that you want to buy a certain RV, or that you would need a certain RV. Another thing to think about is amenities. So like, what are your wants and needs? I personally wanted my RV, this RV now, this motorhome now, when I chose it because the table that I'm at, I wanted to have a table, and this is a slide out, so I wanted to be able to sit at a table even if the slide out was in, if we were traveling. I wanted to be able to lay down in my bed when we were traveling, but see, those things don't matter now because I've been stationary for so long. I also bought this RV because of the garage in the back. So we wanted to have my car to be able to fit in the garage, so I didn't want to tow. So if you don't know, I had a travel trailer and I got in a really bad accident, so I didn't want to tow anything. And then I had a trailer for my smart car to tow it, and then somebody stole it. So tow life for me, I'm like, no, I'm not a tower. So I didn't want to tow anything, so I bought this RV for my wants and needs, and we had dogs, and then we had businesses to run in here, so I bought it, for me and my boyfriend. We've been together for 8 years, and he runs a mobile business, or he runs a business that he's made mobile, so we can travel. We've learned how to make our lives mobile and our businesses mobile. That's why we chose this RV. So he actually has physical products that he sells, but I have more digital products that I sell, so it's a little bit different. That played a role in it, was our wants versus needs may change. Okay, so your situation changes, the RV that you need changes, your lifestyle changes, your budget might change, and that could be due to job, health, family, a pandemic, a spouse. There's a lot of things that can go down to cause your RV life to change. Before I decided on an RV, I was looking at things like hotels and Airbnb. The reason that I chose to live in an RV over any of those other options was, one, because of money. An RV was a cheaper option, and my very first RV was a travel trailer, so it was really cheap. I was paying, I think, like $230 a month. I talk about my RV living expenses and how much those things cost in another video, because I sold my condo and bought an RV, if you don't know that. Also because of dogs, and also because of my business. So getting dogs in and out of hotels and finding pet-friendly hotels and things like that, traveling around with your dogs, is a lot easier when you have the home and the resources with you. Same with my office, whether it's you running a business or you working for somebody else's business, having your office in one place and not having to move it. Even when I was in my van, I had to move my office. I couldn't just leave it set up. But in this RV, I can leave my office set up either at this table or in the garage or at the front. Also depends on if someone's here with me. Like right now, I'm here by myself, so my boyfriend isn't here with me right now, so I can just record freely. But I try to like leave my studio set up, but also the temperature changes. I have to move if he's here because he comes in and out the door in the back where I would normally be set up. And then now I'm making some RV life changes that I'm telling you about right now. So the garage is kind of off limits for my office. I told you I went from travel trailer to van life to motorhome life, and then I went from traveling 24/7 to stationary living for the past 2 years. So if you've ever heard that Adele song Hello, and she's talking to her younger self, she's saying, you know, if I could talk to myself and tell myself something, I'm telling you, if I was getting started RVing and I could listen to someone who's been doing it for 5 years, or a seasoned RVer, a pro, I would want to know these things. What's the next step? So you're like, okay, Brandy, well, what's the next step? So if I'm trying to choose like the right RV and the right RV lifestyle and, you know, figure out my budget, like what are the next steps? So I've told you kind of like some things that I'm thinking through. I was trying to like almost make these videos in sequence. So I told you about setting your date and having a goal and taking action. And you want to make sure that every action you take is getting you towards that goal. So it's RV life or a new RV or selling your house, whatever it is, or quitting your job. I don't know. But for me at the time, it was, which it could be for you, is getting your house or your condo sellable. So originally I started out, I was like wanting to sell like my house and my condo and my things. Speaking of that, looking to get into RV life, and you're like, I wish I had someone that would help me on this journey and show me the ropes and give me all of their tools and resources, and then book a call with me and let's chat. If you like this video, make sure that you hit the like button below. I told you about some of the next videos coming up that you can check out, so I'll put links to those below this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm blogging Brandy from RVersity, and if you want to learn how to RV like a pro, I'll teach you everything I know. Just make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified each and every time I publish. It's somewhere around this videos. And I love you. If you haven't joined my secret Facebook group, make sure and join that too. So links to all the good stuff below. Love you guys if you're part of my secret RV fam, and if you're just joining, bye.